Hello, this is Xacris and welcome back to Ars Nouveau. Today, I am on a mission. I want to go through a number of steps here. There's going to be a couple bosses. I would like to upgrade my mage's spellbook, the tier 2, to a tier 3 spellbook. Along with that, we have iron spells and spellbooks on the server, and I would like to do a little bit with that. I would also like to work a little bit more on Malum. So let's go ahead and get started. So first up, Archmage spellbook here. Yeah, I would like that. Here's the thing. If I hit R on that, actually I meant to hit U. Archmage spellbook. This needs a Wilden tribute, it needs another star, and it needs a Totem of Undying. So I've done this a few times. So Totem of Undying, not too bad. That's going to be go start a raid somewhere. Another star, obviously a Wither, and Wilden tribute by killing the Wilden Chimera. All of these are pretty doable, pretty easy. I just haven't done them yet. I've got the materials for it. There's the Nether fortress isn't too far away. I've got plenty of wither skulls, all that stuff. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. We're gonna fix that. The next up thing that we want to do though is before I do that, I want to do some stuff with Malum, and one of those I've been looking at for a while, trying to decide if I want to do this or not. The Pact of the Arcanaphage, whatever. Yeah. Plus, Spirit Collection amplifies magic, so that means basically as I'm collecting spirits from things from killing them, it will increase my magic power. The thing is, I don't know if that's actually going to work with Ars Nouveau magic. It should work with iron spells and spellbooks, and we'll get into that in a little bit here as well. It doesn't decrease my soul ward integrity. I currently have 4 little shield thingies here. It seems that they have about 3 ticks to that, so I guess that's 12. The integrity, I'm not entirely sure how that functions in. I guess it makes it use more of those points when I take damage. The bigger thing here, and it's listed as a negative, all incoming damage functions as magic. That's an interesting one for a couple reasons. One is I don't know what all actually classifies as magic in this pack. See, the thing is we have several different types of magic. Quiet, you zombie. That was a failed experiment over there. I want to take a look at this. So projectile, accelerate, spark, discharge, amplify 2, item pickup. This is my regular spell here, basically. I've been swapping different things for quite a while now. I've actually been using this here, spark and discharge with 2 amplifies after it. Middle mouse click, by the way, pushes things over. Really useful thing. The spark, however, I don't actually need, and that is because I have a thread on here of shocking number 1. So what that means is I can just walk over here and I can zap our little dummy here and it does 20 points of damage. The 40 is because one of the things I made is from Malum, the Rune of Volatile Distortion, gives you critical strike. So basically a chance of doing double damage. And turns out it works for spells, which is pretty cool. Now, this is all relevant because if we come over here, this is casting a spell, right? And if I hit myself with it, it does like a single tick of the soul ward damage down there. It'll slowly regenerate. The thing is, though, if I were to take my soul ward stuff off, so the belt and the rune there, and I were to hit here, it does a whole lot more damage. And that's because the way the soul ward works is it decreases your basically the taken magic damage by like a 90% and physical by only 30%. Now you can tell the difference there between the hearts and from taking a hit from this or not is this was definitely classified as magic damage. That's important because there's also something that we have here, which is a warding thread, a warding 2 thread specifically, and testing I had done off camera basically boils down to a combination of the soul ward points there and warding thread seems to incredibly drastically reduce the amount of damage I take from magic damage. So if I were to say convert all damage to magic damage, and it has that 90% reduction because of that, then basically I should be able to reduce my damage taken by a lot. A lot. Additionally, there's other guises here I can do. Magic damage recovers soul ward, so basically instead of it slowly regenerating, it would regenerate as I cause damage. I'm curious if damaging the little test dummy down there actually counts. It may or may not. I don't know. I'd love to test it out. There's also Pact of the Shield, which increases the amount of soul ward you have. Again, it hits your integrity though. Pact of the Fortress increases integrity, decreases recovery rate, so it's slower. So it's kind of lots of give and takes things here. Pact of the Shattering Addict. This one, I think I don't need that one anymore. Basically, I'm just kind of looking at all these. The thing is, you only get 2. So you got to pick 2. And one thing is that they do not go away if you die, so they are always applied to you unless you do like the reverse soul binding thingy. It's a whole process. So you get 2 different guises here, and for right now, I'm just going to go with the Pact of the Arcanophage just to see how it feels. Got all the materials here for what I need. This is the Arcanaphage. The recipe is shown in the encyclopedia here. Pact of the Arcanophage. Soul Shatter, extra arcana, magical. Oh, aids most magical attributes, not just. It amplifies magic. Okay, so it increases lots of different things, I think. It might increase damage. I'm not entirely sure. We'll find out. Put you in, put the Warp Flux in, put the Raw Soulstone in. Get our 3 of these guys. You, and you. And I need a, what are you called? Ether. I made a couple of these. It's not a bad recipe. It's basically just in the Spirit Infusion, Glowstone, Blazing Quartz. Not too bad to get the stuff. Pretty cheap all in all. So, activate you. Lovely. And we go ahead and right click it to bind our soul to it. A cool thing is you can actually bind these to entities as well. So if you wanted to make like a zombie that is unstoppable, you could probably do that. I have a zombie downstairs who's for a separate science experiment that didn't work. But basically in order to get other entities to have a Geas sworn to them, did you not need all those? Huh. Okay. Well, nothing happened, you can see. So let's check our baubles or curios, whatever. We have the Pact of the Arcanophage. So, I guess we just test and see whether or not, does this do anything? That did hurt me more, which is interesting. I guess that's probably the 50% soul ward integrity part there, which makes sense. You have a sword in your hand. It's, I was trying to test something else. I just want to have it hit me though. So, yeah, not too bad. Okay, cool. I'm curious. Let's find something else we can test with. So I'm flying around trying to find something like a creeper or something that I can have explode on me, and I realized I don't need that. I can just slam into a wall. And normally I think that would have hurt me quite a bit. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's quite a bit of reduction from that. Let's head downstairs to our mines there and see if there's anything down here I can find that will maybe not like me. There should be a spawner around here for some slimes. And we'll just let them hit us for a bit. Perfect timing. Hello there. So, yeah, that's not too bad. I'm curious if I take off all except for the boots that have warding on them. Yeah, I mean, it hurts a little bit more, but not that much actually. Okay, cool. I like this. Let's put all this stuff back on. Hello there. You want to try too? Yeah, okay, I can live with that. You guys can go away. Thank you. Let's put that in our offhand. Now, Arcanaphage for 30 seconds. Looks like cool. I don't know if that increased my damage or not yet. Let's grab a dummy. Dummy right here. Because I'm curious if that will show up as an increase in damage with this or not. 24.5, yes, that did increase the damage. Okay. Normally I think it's 23 if I'm holding the staff there. So it increased a little bit, 1.3 I guess. Is there like different levels of this or anything? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So far I like it. It seems to do pretty good for keeping me from taking damage. That's not too bad. Let's put you right here. Yeah, I think this will work. One quick side note while I'm down here. You'll notice I don't get spirit collection stuff when I just hit things with my spellbook, but I do if I have it in my offhand and hit with holding in a weapon from iron spelled and spellbooks. So this is a lightning rod. It increases damage of lightning spells, which this works for. So you can get lots of those when I am holding it, but I don't get anything if I'm not holding either something from irons or a weapon from malum. So, step 1, Arcanaphage. Done. Next up, I would like to address something here. Potion effect here, charged 3. Night vision is from, I have a curio here, night vision goggles. It basically just makes things a little bit brighter for everyone, which is awesome for YouTube. The charge, however, which just went away, is because between episodes, I've been looking into iron spells and spellbooks. I don't really know much about this mod. What I do know is it has a whole bunch of different elemental sets. If I look at irons, there's a whole bunch of different things here, and I recently updated, so I think we're on the whatever's latest. So there's a new set of wizard hat, wizard robe, this sort of stuff, and then that's how you make the other thing. So you combine an arcane anvil. If I go to smithing table, I think. Priest robes, how do I make you? Pretty sure it's arcane anvil. Maybe not. Either way, I'm pretty sure you make them somehow like that, using either the anvil or the smithing table, I think. You combine the basic wizard stuff with the, not the orbs, but a specific, like the focus for the school. Or no, I think it is the upgrade orb. I think. No, a rune. That's what it is. Yes, you combine it with the rune to get basically the different elemental sets. So electromancers. And again, I don't know why it's not showing up in here. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be in here. Crafting, anvil repairing, no. That's weird. I'm pretty sure that's how you make it because I just made a set like that. Anyway, combine the wizard armor with a rune of the specific school you would like to get a different set. Now, of these, you can see Ender spell power, Holy spell power, but of particular interest would be Lightning spell power, Ice spell power, Fire from the Fire Pyromancer stuff here, and I believe it's the Nature set that gives you Earth armor, or Earth bonus. So there's a mod on here, Ars Hex, which is still kind of a work in progress, but it's made by Alex, who's the same author as Ars Elemental, so it ties into all of the elemental stuff there. And basically that lightning spell power, ice spell power, earth spell power, all that stuff ties into the school elements for Ars Nouveau as well. So what we've got here is our regular lightning spell is going to gain power from that, from like our Rod of Lightning here has a plus 5% or 15% lightning spell power there. Basically all of that combines to it helps adding increased damage. So I've got those. I also made a spell book here, Ancient Codex, with a runed book, which I just found in a dungeon somewhere. Random stuff that you can get from basically anywhere, just exploring your world. Netherite, of course, is Netherite. So made an Ancient Codex. It's just a spell book, adds extra mana because I don't have much Iron's mana right now. And then I did just kind of throw together random spells that I have. I didn't bother optimizing any of this. Like Lightning Bolt 1 was just so I could get a charged creeper. Volt Strike was a scroll that I found. No clue. Echoing Strike is interesting. Haste is good to have. Charge increases. It says spell power, but it doesn't add Ars Nouveau spell power, so it doesn't help that much, but it does add speed. And then haste is, if I right click with this, makes you run faster and faster attack damage, or attack swing speed. So all that to say, I have some iron stuff here, but it's not been optimized yet. I would love to go into this more at another time because I want to really look into a lot of this stuff, and we will be doing that later, but not right now. Now, all that being said, we're over here. Base is over there. This is a nice flat area. The other thing I needed for the Mage's Spellbook is I need to summon the Wilden Chimera. So I went ahead and grabbed a bunch of my drops here. Again, they're found just throughout the world, or you can do a regular summon Wilden tablet here. There's a regular vanilla recipe, so you don't need to find Wilden in order to get Wilden. So that gets us this. Let's go ahead and clear that. I've got food, I've got spells, I've got a sword. I think we should be good. I'm going to put this in my offhand. Hold that, and I will switch you to being... I'll do this one. Put 2 amps on here. Yeah. All right. I think we're ready. Now, Mr. Chimera is very friendly. He loves to give us hugs, so we're not going to let him do that. He does have lots of summons, which is why I wanted the chaining, or the lightning discharge spell here, because I would like to not have to deal with all those guys. Now, one kind of annoyance is the fact that those little spirits that are chasing everything here, they intercept my spell, which is not that handy. So we're gonna do this for a little bit. In fact, we'll switch to you still. If I hit R, I can switch to Echoing Strikes, give myself that, because that will do an extra attack. So we'll basically just kind of go through this guy here. I brought 5 of these tablets because I actually need quite a few of these guys. You don't have wings. Did I not get a wing stage? Oh, right, he's immune right now. And just like that, we got ourselves our first Wilden Tribute, which is awesome. I need several of these. I need that for the spellbook, but I'm also looking to upgrade my armor throughout this whole ordeal. So I've got one of you. Is that enough to upgrade to some elemental armor? I think it might be. We're going to take our Wilden Tribute here and go ahead and turn it into a Mark of Mastery, or rather 5 Marks of Mastery. So let's go ahead and go to our input. We'll put in our Wilden Tribute and each of the essences. And then we can go to commands and we can hit Start Apparatus. Now, I will say, with my system here, I haven't actually tried doing a craft that has multiple outputs. Normally, there's only one item in there. I don't know actually what will happen here. In theory, it should pull everything out, and I should have 5 Marks of Mastery in here. Okay, works for me. Cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was actually going to work or not. The thing that pulls the items out, this circuit over here, which I want to redesign this, so that's why I haven't gone over it too much yet. But basically, this is pulling out of the apparatus up top there, puts it into this chest, and then that pulls it into storage. But the way this is set up, it's counting the items as they go into the chest. It's detecting that, so that's how it knows when the recipe is done. So I wasn't sure how that would handle having multiple items. Seemed to handle it just fine though. So we have 5 Marks of Mastery, and with those, we're going to make Aethermancer gear. So this is, if I look at magic armor, basically it's tier 4. So it requires tier 3 armor to start with, which I already have. Any of the 3 classes will work, either Sorcerer, Arcanist, or Battle Mage, and it'll get you to the Aethermancer hat, or Aethermancer, whatever. Netherite, 2 Air Essences, and a Mark of Mastery. So let's grab, I can type, Essence. Let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think I need, and 4 of you. And I think that's basically it. Now, two things. One is I'm going from basically iron level stuff here, so the armor on this isn't that great. 2 armor, 6 armor, blah, 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 5, all that stuff. But that's going to get upgraded. 3 armor and 2 armor toughness. The thing is, because of what we just did, I don't think that's actually going to matter. Everything functions as magic damage, which pierces through regular defenses anyway. I think the way that they have their magic stuff set up, though, in Malum, is that magic damage isn't 100% piercing like it is in vanilla. Normal vanilla magic damage would be like witch potions, which just completely ignore armor. I believe that with Malum, that's no longer the case, that their consideration of magic damage is only like half of it is blocked by armor instead of none of it being blocked. So this might provide some defense. It might not, I don't know. Another thing though is we have an add-on to Malum called Gaze. And if I look at that, it is not showing me the recipe that I need. So let's go in here instead. If I look at the Encyclopedia Unveiled, up here, the Pact of Encroaching Malice, I haven't decided if I want this. It does require an Umbral Spirit, which is a whole process to get that. But basically what happens is it converts your armor to Soul Ward, your toughness to Soul Ward, or to Soul Integrity. Healing goes to Soul Ward Recovery, and any magic or any damage I deal is magic damage, which is kind of interesting. The 100% Malignant Conversion is basically to do with the like the pewter armor stuff. There's another upgrade to this that makes this Malignant Stronghold stuff. So Malignant Conversion is a thing that I think turns your Soul Ward or your magic resonance into more armor. So it's kind of the opposite of this, which conveniently is, I think, what I would like. Because if the armor on the upgrades here from the Aethermancer doesn't actually do anything anyway because of the Arcanaphage, then converting it all to more Soul Ward points would definitely be a giant advantage. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and get started on this though. If we open up our Enchanter Eye here, we can go to Input, and we can forget that we needed to grab all of our stuff off first. So let's go back to Input. We'll start with our hat, put you in. Actually, I'm going to take that out. I think what I need to do on this, by the way, as a kind of side note for how this system is set up, is I need to hold down Shift the whole time while I'm doing this, because of how the caching in the lectern works. It remembers the next available slot, and I think if I lift Shift each time, and if I let go of Shift early, you can see it then shows up in the list. I forgot the Mark of Mastery. Or what I just said is exactly the problem, and that means you went in here. Alright, well, this is why I wanted a flushing button, and I don't have it yet. But hey, I didn't say it was a perfect system. Mostly works. Mostly is good enough. Okay, quick thing here is you will notice that everything stayed. So feather, warding, heights, those threads are still there. All of my enchantments are still here as well. Everything's all good. It's all carries over between the apparatus crafting there, which is great. And you will notice that you end up with 1 Mark of Mastery left over when you do this recipe, because you have 4 sets of armor. And that last one would be for if you want to upgrade a focus. So there's school focuses here as well. Empowers some glyphs with new effects, as well as increases damage from those sorts of things. So that is something that I can do, but that's something I'm going to do later. Right now, I just want the armor. One of the main reasons why I wanted to upgrade to the Aethermancer set here, number 1 is lightning damage. If I take a look over here, this is just discharge amp. Previously it did 20, now it's doing 31.2. That's quite a lot, actually. This was 20 before. Really? If I keep my hat on, because it has the spell power. Yeah, 22.6, so that's basically what it was before. Okay, this is stronger than I thought it was. Is that a 10%? 5%? Lightning? 5%? Is there extra spell damage on here too? I don't think so. Because I didn't upgrade to the... there's all the Arcanist gear, which has... It's basically a tier 5, 6, and 7. It has to do with all the mod stuff. So all the mods always has their all the modium stuff, which is super overpowered and all that. we do have that on this server. I will not be using that. It's a bit much, to be honest. Yeah, it's a little overpowered for my taste because it's meant to be comparing to Aldemodium, which is designed to be overpowered. So I think that's probably fine. I'm gonna put this like that. I switched the feather falling thread here to a level 2. It was level 2 before. The Aethermancer stuff has fall protection built in anyway. Absorbs some air-related damage, converts to mana, highly reduced fall damage. So I don't think I need it in a level 3 slot. However, putting the warding thread in a level 3 slot combined with the Arcanaphage stuff means I think I'm basically not going to take damage anymore. I'll probably still take damage here because I just said that, but meh, about the same. We'll see. We'll do testing kind of over time with this, as well as, like I said, we're going to be doing a bunch of bosses today anyway. So, actually, that being said, I want to go fight the Chimera again. And a quick note, because I can read, Leap Spell is a lot stronger than it was before. So I'm going to remove that Amplify because I think that's going to be a little bit much. I don't want Rain for this. Commands, go away Rain. It'll take a while to take effect, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and summon a new one. You. This was not... Equip that one. That's the wrong thing. This is a reliquified Ars Nouveau, so it's a relic mod. Kind of a cool thing. It's what gives me... I have a wing thing here, so even if I didn't have the gliding on here, I'd still be able to glide, which is pretty awesome. I might take that off, actually. Add some other stuff as well, like a boost when you're flying. But I have that here because I can gain experience for it being in my inventory. But for right now, I did not prepare for this. Let's switch you to here, offhand, and go ahead and fight you. Gain some of those, and I should be doing a bit more damage now. Oh yeah, that's a lot more damage now. Yeah, you can see his health is dropping a lot. Wait, why did I get pushed? I wonder if he's gonna... Oh, I should have let him hit me. I wanted to see if he would hit me. See how much that dive attack does. Alright, well, we'll go again. Quick aside here. He has 824 health, and now he has 766. So... these seem to occasionally be hitting. That was 16 to 21, so he's got 500 health right now. This should be easier math. Did I hit him? That was a bit more of a dive than I was expecting. Okay, well, like I said, it hits pretty hard. It seems that with Arcanaphage and my current gear set, I think I might be doing 50 damage per hit. Which is quite frankly ridiculous, and that's without even going into all the Arcanist gear that has built-in magic damage. So you can go ahead and hit me. Yeah, that didn't hit at all. Cool. All right. Well, this setup I think it's going to work well for me. And for some numbers, yes, I'm doing 46.3 damage. I'm not sure what that second one is. Oh, the second hit there is because of the Soul Shatter spell. But yeah, 46, so not too bad. It dropped down to 35 there once that effect ended. So yeah, that's pretty effective. And just like that, task number 1, getting the tribute from the Wilden Chimera, is done. Next up is we need to do a raid. In our great quest for the Archmage book, we have completed part B, which is getting our totem. Next up is going to be a little bit different. We have the Wither Skeleton Skulls, we have the Soul Sand. We're ready, right? Except for one thing. Right now, my attack spell is this. I've called it Soul Bolt, which is, if I open up my book here, projectile accelerate because I like it going faster. Soul Shatter, which is just to be able to get the extra spirits from it. and then discharge. Now discharge, in order for it to actually do anything, the target that you hit needs to be affected by static charge or shock. So I'm getting that because I have a shocking thread on my hat here, which allows them to actually be able to take the damage, as well as it then splashes to surrounding targets. The Wither is actually immune to that, so he can't get any potion effect, so shocked or on fire or chilled or any of the ones that are required for the like tier 2 splash damage spells like this. So that spell right now, if I were to hit him, is just going to do the 12, because he's not going to be able to take damage from the shocked part. So what can we do about that? Well, if we go down here to another spell, Spark. Normally, if you don't have the thread, you would need a spark spell in order to get the shock on it. The thing is, that alone is going to be doing 19.2 because of the armor that I'm wearing. The Aethermancer has a bonus to lightning damage. As well, I can switch that to offhand, hold my Rod Lightning here, and it's going to do 21.6 with occasional crits for double that. Can we do better than this? Of course we can do better. Why would I even bother asking? We have Enchanter's Bangles. So these things here, if you equip them into your bracelet slot, which thankfully I'm not really using at the moment, these basically give a chance of increased damage with your spells. So with just one, we can zap here. On my own, I do 19.2 normally, but occasionally it'll bump up to 21.6. So cool, yeah, a little bit. What happens if I increase it by a second one? 24, 21.6, 21.6. So basically, each of them has a chance to increase the damage. So that's pretty cool. Occasionally bump up to 24, which means we could crit, I would assume, for 48 here, although for some reason it doesn't seem to be critting anymore. That's interesting. And good to note. Okay, so if I take that off, I still have a chance to crit, right? Yes, 34, 38. Okay, so, okay, that's interesting. I don't know if that'll actually be a thing or if my luck there was just bad, but we can see if we can go one more. So let's take our Enchanter's Bangle, throw it in with some Air Essence and a Piston, and we can start our apparatus. And once that is done, Bracer. With our bracelets here, we also have the next level, which is specific elements. So this gives us even more speed and some attack knockback. I'm not too concerned about the speed. I've got plenty of speed at the moment. But Bracer, I don't know why I removed that. Should be coming in any moment here. Any moment here. See if our system broke. It did. Why are you doing this, Air Bangle? Let's go ahead and equip you. So we were doing, what was it, 19.3 before? So it seems to consistently be 21.6 now, which is awesome. If I switch you to offhand, I can now zap for 24 for most cases. Perfect. With occasional critting for 48. All right. We're also very fast. A little bit obnoxiously fast, actually. That's interesting. Okay, so let me see how this plays out with just one of those, because I don't really want the extra speed, although I could remove my Starbuncle thread if I'm going to be doing that. But occasional hits for 54 is not bad. Quick tangent here. I did the other day find a Flippers and Amphibian feat, which speed you up when you're in water, to the point where I'm pretty sure I'm faster than my spells here. Yeah. I think I just hit myself. Alright, so let's summon ourselves a quick wither here. Put down our heads, and I want to actually test out a spell here from Irons. Let's keep our charge going if we can. Charge on cooldown, there we go. I want to see how Electrocute works. I know it's basically just kind of a zap thing here. Is it worthwhile though? On cooldown. It's not bad, but I think this is better. Yeah, not too bad. I went ahead, summoned a couple more of those, and also captured 2 of them. So if we take a look here, let's find a spot we can do this. Here works. So Wither in a jar is interesting. So number 1, don't hit it with Dispel because it will then just release a Wither in your base, so don't do that. But if we put some power next to this, it's a block breaker. So I'm going to kind of work on designing a cobblestone generator I can use that for. Right now, this is my cobblestone generator, and it takes a lot of power. It just kind of runs constantly, and it's, a single item. So basically, it's slow and expensive. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. Single item at a time, single block. It works, but it's just not great. So instead what I can do is with a wither jar, I can just blast it away. Now, I did do a test earlier, and I believe we can try this again here. If we stick a lava bucket nearby, it does not break the lava. So just as a check here, can you go over here? Yeah, so leaves the lava in place, doesn't break it. I would assume it does the same for water. I could probably just do something as simple as kind of this plane of lava underneath here. But if I do that, it's only going to be 3 in a row. Do I have any water? No, okay. It's only going to be 3 blocks of cobblestone in a row, which is, I guess it is free, so maybe that's an option. I'll play with that off camera and figure out a nice little design I can do for that. And of course, it's worth mentioning here, Mr. Drigme, he doesn't really care too much about withers, but that being said, I'm going to make sure there's nothing around it. It still counts as a bonus. So it's basically, it counts as like a dropless item. You won't get stars out of it, but you will get additional drops from everything else, as well as more experience gems, which is pretty handy. So I'm going to put one of them over here. I might eventually move that away if I need another block breaker, but for right now, I think it's going to work quite well right there. What did we do this for? We did this, part number 3 here, is we can get ourselves our mage book finally upgraded. So let's hit U on that, and we should have everything we need. If it'll actually work. Mage book. Where did my spell book go? It's not hidden here, right? Alright, well, let's find it. Here is, there we go, Mage's Spellbook. There we go. So, upgrade you, and I hope that was the right book that actually had all my spells in it. Nope, it was the wrong one. Cool. Alright, well, either way, we've got ourselves an Archmage Spellbook. Let me find my other book. Where did it go? And let's get ourselves some glow ink and some red dye there, and we have our emergency backup Archmage book. Went ahead and upgraded my second one as well, just because it has all my spells in it, so I don't want to have to remake all these or copy and paste them. You can copy and paste spells now, by the way, just hit Control-C, Control-V. That'll copy the entire spell, including all of the particle effects, which is very nice. Let's go ahead and throw everything back into base here. There is one more thing I would like to do today, and that is a bit of payback. Cinder Essence? No, I have that in my Ender chest. Yes. Off camera, I was looking into Iron Spell and spell books. I've got some spells down in the bottom corner there. They cast on right click with the staffs and stuff from Iron. So a Rod of Lightning is you just hit a lightning bolt with lightning. That's about it. I guess you need to make a little item for it first. Anyway, the whole point is I want payback. This guy here is a problem. The Cinderous Soul Caller is how you summon a boss, and, well, he killed me last time. So, like I said, I would like some payback. I would like to actually defeat that boss. I have 2 of them because I'd like to capture one as well, and I almost forgot to grab that. Let's grab containment 4 of those. A jar and brazier. Should have a couple. Okay. Have source. I think that's all good. There was one other thing I needed before we go. I would like to get some looting on this Rod of Lightning here. So we'll grab that one. That gets us level 2. I have a second one here as well that needs 7. I can get that. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've been just storing all of my experience in a backpack here. It helps to make things a little bit cheaper. So there we go. We have ourselves some looting 3 on here. Sharpness is only 4 instead of 5, but that's okay. I don't usually use it for smacking things, but I do have it in my main hand with spells, so that should get us a few more drops. Let's go ahead to the Nether. And here we find ourselves at the Iron's Citadel. So we'll walk from the entrance here. Hello there. This is where you can get these guys. Normally they would be a pain. They hit hard, and that's kind of an understatement. Actually, no, I'm gonna let one hit me because, okay, that one's done. These are trial spawners, which is kind of cool because it makes them respawn. However, you don't get keys from them, only Cinder Essence from what I've seen. So I want to actually, I want to let one of these guys hit me because I haven't had them hit me since getting the Soul Ward and everything set up. So I want to see. Okay, so it's significant. But also, once I can absorb these, then these guys are a single shot kill now. As a reminder, that means I'm also doing like 50, 60, 70 damage with this. So normally that would take a little bit more. Hello there, you can go away. Thank you. We are looking for the main area here. We can actually just kind of explore it from above. Giant arena up top. Let's go ahead and make our way in. Have a little hole right here because, like I said, I need to go get my body. Here we are. Lovely. We're going to go ahead, go over to the center, and there is a Cinderous Soul Rune, and I believe I can summon this thing again. Actually, before we do that, I forgot I have that glowstone for a reason. Let's head downstairs real quick. Not to this floor, but the floor down below. Not that one either. Down here. There's another spawner area there. Let's hear a guy walking. But the reason I'm down here is because I placed a respawn anchor. So let's go ahead and put 1, 2, 3, 4 respawn point set. Just because I'm not quite sure how well this is going to work. Let's go upstairs again. You can go away. So can you. That's how you get lots of these Cinder Essence needed for the upgrade orbs. So that is what I'm doing with those, actually. Let's head all the way up to the boss area, and let's go ahead and start this fight. Last time I tried this, like I said, it did not go well. Let's hope it goes better this time. Hello there. Now, he hits hard, and he summons these guys, which is actually good news for me, because that means I can keep my Arcanaphage stuff running. I kind of want to let him hit me just to see. Yeah, it's a bit. That fireball is what actually killed me last time. But also, last time I was here, I did have a rage gauntlet, which is a way you can kind of cheat a lot of stuff because it avoids iframes basically. Not specifically, but effectively it does. But it's at the cost of everything hits harder. So as it is, my soul ward is getting a little low here, so I should probably actually start attacking him proper. Pretty sure it's going to explode there. I will say this is a really cool fight. I like how well it's done. It's basically meant for having Elytra, even it's such a big area here, and it doesn't help that much because, well, he can fly anyway. Cool. Ooh, we get his actual, we get a scythe. I like that. We also get ourselves a decrepit key, and I don't know what a divine soul shard is, so that's cool too. The key, I had wanted, because if we go downstairs, there are vaults down here. Let's put you there, and let's just clear all this so we can actually see what we get. Gold, more gold, emeralds, things I don't need. It's a lot of stuff. In fact, I don't even have enough room for this. Let's grab ourselves a backpack. Grab all this stuff. Can we get the rest of it? Nope, there's still more. Alright, let's see what we get here. So Divine Soul Shard, some Netherite Emeralds, Gold, Blank Runestone, Knowledge Fragment. That's actually really good because that means that's a good renewable thing. Some Scrolls, a Pyrium Ingot. Not entirely sure what that is for, but... and a Disc Fragment. Cool. Let's go ahead and let's see if I can capture this guy. I'm assuming we probably can't. Well, actually, I'm assuming we can capture him, but it won't actually give us anything if they drink me. And you can hang out right here on top of the chicken. Right where you belong. And now that we've slain, I think, most of the bosses in this pack, there is one final last thing that I actually want to do, and that is I would like to switch away from our little Enchanter's Eye here, which has served us quite well. It is able to access our storage from anywhere within this one dimension, and that last part is what we want to work on. We have Ars Editions on this pack, so that gives us the Warp Index, which gives us a Belt Curio, which basically does the same thing. You bind it to a storage lectern and access it the same way. You can also set a hotkey, and it can also go on your belt. However, my belt slot is far too valuable for me, so it's not going to go there. It's just going to go in slot 4 here as well. The other thing is there's also the Stabilized Warp Index, which works from cross-dimension. So right now, if I go into the Nether, for instance, I don't have access to my storage. I can't just open it up. So to help with that, I have a whole bunch of random backpacks here in my ender chest, which I can just pull up whenever I need and grab those and stuff those full, and then come back to base and spend an hour dumping everything out. It takes a while. So instead of that, let's go ahead and upgrade. We're going to go in here to our input tab, and why do I have a chalk box in my input tab? I don't think I actually have a chalk box in my input tab. Input is a single thing here and should be empty. Yes. I think that's fake. Either way, let's go down here. Let's clear that out. Input, we're going to pretend that that's not there. Let's go ahead and throw our mundane belt in there, bookworm, enchanter's eye, all those things. And let's go ahead and start our apparatus. That should work just fine here. Yep, it did. Perfect. And then once that is done, we can grab our index. Take a little bit. Wayfinders here. These are from the end adventure the other day, so they spin kind of randomly because we are not in the end. There we go. We have ourselves a warp index. So we can bind this to anything, I suppose. So we can, stick it on here. We can access it just like that. Oh, unfortunately, it doesn't get my fun sounds, though. Oh, well. Next up, let's go ahead, throw that back in here into our input tab. Warp index. These 3 things right there, our fancy nether star that we've got now, and start our apparatus yet again. That put an ender chest in there. It's not supposed to be an ender chest. I will need to sort that out. That's going to be an issue. Pull you, put you back in there, put you in there. Should take that and start crafting. Okay. You are a problem. I don't want you going into here. I want you going into like a hopper or something so it can keep the same order. Gonna have to deal with that. And with that, our index should be done here. So it's, once again, index. we now have a stabilized warp index. I'm assuming this is not still bound. Nope, okay. You are the primary, so I'm going to just bind you directly to the primary. Doesn't really change a whole lot. And now that, just to double check here, should be accessible from in the nether here. Let's hop through. And our base should be loaded. We've got our chunk loaders are down at bedrock, basically straight down from here. We should still be able to open this up just fine. Yes, we can. Awesome. That is excellent. We now can access from anywhere. Off camera, I did, by the way, go ahead and break through the nether roof. We've got over there is Waveclaw's base, so he's been working on breaking through bases or through the netherrack as well. Yeah, we've got ourselves a whole lot of area. So we've got a whole lot of plans still. There's a lot I want to do. I just kind of want to kind of show this off. Cuther has been working when he's had free time. He has started a big dig project here in the nether. So just wanted to show that off as well. Big dig is kind of understatement. This place is absolutely huge. Yeah, I don't remember the exact size, but it's basically a full perimeter once it gets cleared out. In the meantime, it is a lovely, farm, so that's cool. But anyway, I wanted to show that off because it's a thing that he had been working on for quite a while and has made a ton of progress on, and quite frankly, it's ridiculous. I'm pretty sure that this actually would be outside of my vision radius if I didn't have the distant horizons on. So that's cool. Anyway, we have gotten a lot done today. We are upgraded to Archmage, which means we can start doing fun stuff like teleport, blink runes. We can set those up now. Lots of fun stuff we can do with that, and I'm excited to get to work on that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye bye.